The sound of my sister's laughter echoed off the mahogany walls of the probate courtroom, sharp and grating. It wasn't a nervous laugh. It was the sound of total, unadulterated victory. Kara leaned over the aisle, invading my personal space, her perfume thick and cloying. "You're pathetic," she whispered, loud enough for our cousins in the back row to hear. "Dragging this out. Wasting everyone's time. Dad promised me the estate. Everyone knows it. Just sign the concession and save yourself the embarrassment. Try to stop me, and I'll sue you for court costs too." I didn't turn my head. I kept my eyes fixed on the court seal hanging above the judge's empty chair. My hands were folded on the table, perfectly still. Beside me, my attorney, Mr. Vance, adjusted his glasses. He looked nervous. I wasn't order. The bailiff announced. Judge Holloway entered, his robe swishing as he took the bench. He looked tired, likely bored of family squabbles over money that hadn't been earned by the people fighting for it. Kara stood up before her lawyer could stop her, flashing a dazzling, practiced smile at the judge. "Your Honor," she said, her voice dripping with false sweetness. "My brother is simply grieving. He's confused. The 2018 will is clear. I am the sole beneficiary of the liquid assets and the property. We're just here to formalize it." I remained seated, silent. This was a discipline I had practiced for 3 years, while Kara was posting vacation photos from Bali and ignoring Dad's calls. I was the one changing oxygen tanks, while she was buying designer handbags on Dad's credit card. I was the one holding his hand through the morphine hazes. I had learned that silence was loud if you held it long enough. The judge shuffled the papers. "Mr. Vance, does your client have a response? Or are we concluding this?" Vance stood up. "We do, Your Honor. We are not contesting the 2018 will." Kara let out a scoff, a sharp noise of derision. She turned to me, mouthing the word coward. "However," Vance continued, his voice steadying, "we are submitting into evidence a codicil dated for days prior to the decedent's passing. It was notarized by the hospital chaplain and to attending nurses. Exhibit C." Kara's lawyer snatched the paper copy Vance slid across the table. Kara glanced at it, her brow furrowing. But she didn't understand the legal jargon. She didn't understand that the game had changed. "This is ridiculous," Kara snapped, forgetting her sweet persona. Dad was on medication. He wasn't lucid. Any scribble he made is invalid. That was the trap. She had walked right into it. "Actually," I spoke for the first time, my voice low and calm. "He was lucid enough to record a video statement to accompany the document. Act 4, Section 2 of the State Probate Code allows for digital testamentary evidence." Vance handed a flash drive to the bailiff. The room went dead silent. The screen on the wall flickered to life. It was Dad. He looked frail, the hospital gown hanging off his shoulders, but his eyes were sharp. He looked directly into the camera lens. "Kara?" Dad's voice rasped through the courtroom speakers. "If you are watching this, it means you finally showed up. You didn't come for my surgery. You didn't come for my birthday. You came for the check." Kara's face went pale. Her mouth opened, but no sound came out. "I am revoking the 2018 will." The video continued. "I am leaving the house, the investments, and the insurance policies to the son who sat in this chair next to me while I died. To my daughter Kara, I leave the sum of $1. So you cannot claim I forgot you." The screen went black. The silence in the courtroom was heavy, suffocating. Kara looked at her lawyer, panic finally setting in. "That's fake. He forced him. Look at him." She pointed a trembling finger at me. Judge Holloway didn't look at me. He was reading the codicil, his glasses perched on the end of his nose. He read it once, then again, then he stopped. He looked up, his eyes locking onto Kara. He leaned in over the bench, looming over her like a thundercloud. "Ms. Miller," the judge said, his voice dropping an octave, deadly serious. "This video is time-stamped and verified. The attending physician has signed an affidavit regarding your father's mental capacity at that exactar you just claimed. He wasn't lucid. The court finds your assessment incorrect." But Kara started. "Furthermore," the judge interrupted, leaning in further, "this codicil includes a no-contest clause. By challenging the validity of this document as you just did on the record, you have triggered the forfeiture of your $1 inheritance. You get nothing." The gavel came down. It sounded like a gunshot. Estate granted to the plaintiff. Court is adjourned. Kara stood frozen, the arrogance, the laughter. The try to stop me, it had all evaporated, leaving behind a hollow, trembling shell. She looked at me, eyes wide with horror as the reality of her financial ruin crashed down on her. She had leveraged everything she owned against this inheritance. I stood up, buttoned my jacket, and picked up my folder. I didn't smile at her. I didn't gloat. I simply walked past her. "You can't do this," she shrieked, grabbing my arm. "I have debts. I promised people money." I gently removed her hand from my sleeve, dusting off the fabric where she had touched me. You should have visited, I said softly. I walked out of the double doors, leaving her screaming at a judge who had already left the bench. The heavy wooden doors clicked shut behind me, sealing the noise inside. The hallway was quiet. It was finally over.